Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a new belt that I just received for review purposes. This is from a company called Nexbelt. I actually had an opportunity to meet them at SHOT Show earlier this year, and I was discussing some of their belts and stuff like that, and I asked if they would send some over so I can check them out, and they were gracious enough to go ahead and do that, so thank you for Nexbelt for that. And here it is. It comes in this really cool bag here, this pouch here, and it's almost like a black camo. I don't know if you guys can make it out. And then it has this Spartan helmet in the front. It says Nexbelt Nation. It's a drawstring bag here, so that's really cool. You can always reuse the bag if needed. So they have a lot of different belt options, but I chose this particular one for them to send because I felt that it would fill a particular desire for me. So I have other leather belts that I use for when I want to dress up and stuff like that, but I wanted something that was a little bit different in the sense of the type of belts that I normally would use, and I think this one definitely fits that bill. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this particular model is actually called their Supreme Appendix Black. So I went with this one. It is an all black look, and I think it looks really, really awesome. I love the buckle here. It is nice and small, and that's actually one of the features that they were pushing for this belt right here, and that's for EDC carry and particularly for concealed carry. Because the buckle is so small, it allows you to actually maneuver the buckle around your waist to get it out of the way, especially if you are the type of person that appendix carries, like right in the front or something like that. Sometimes finding a belt that will accommodate that, maybe the buckle is too big or it's in the way or something like that. So this is a smaller buckle, and you're able to actually push it out of the way. So if you want to push it to one side or the other to make that appendix carry a lot more comfortable, then you can go ahead and do that. So I don't know if you guys can make it out, but right in the bottom here, this is a ratcheting belt, which is really awesome also because as opposed to belts that have the holes, usually the holes are generally 1 inch apart. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes to find that proper fit because you're, kind of teetering between 1 inch separations. Versus the ratcheting system, they're a lot closer, the ratchets, so you get that more precise fit to the belt itself. So again, this is the Supreme Appendix Black, and it's a 38mm belt. And so obviously it is a nylon, so it's not going to be a leather belt. So this is going to be great for if you want to wear it with jeans or something like that. Again, if you're going to be concealed carrying, or even if you just need a great belt to hold up your pants, then this belt will definitely do the job. The buckle itself is also finished in powder coated granite black, and it's done that way to increase wear resistance. You do get 3 set screws, which is going to make it for a more reliable hold. So it's going to be, more. You're not going to have to worry about it coming undone or anything like that. And then, if you guys can notice right here, instead of using pins, they actually use stainless steel set screws. So that way you don't have to worry about the pins breaking or anything like that. And if something does happen, you can go ahead and replace those pins. So the belt is designed to fit waist sizes up to 50 inches. So this, it'll probably accommodate the majority of users, but it's designed to be able to, when you get it, you actually size it down to whatever your size is. So besides the belt, you do get this little pouch here, and inside you have an Allen wrench and the 3 screws that you're going to use to secure the buckle on there. So it just tells you how to size your EDC belt, and you just follow those instructions right there. Obviously what they say is to add at least 4 inches to your pant size, and then you cut it. They say, just always add more, and then you can cut it back down if you need to. And then you just insert the screws, and you should be good to go. So let me go ahead and open up the belt here. You do have this elastic strap here. It says for God and country, and then Nexbelt Nation, which is good. If you want to go ahead and use that as a bracelet, you can go ahead and do that. And again, here is the buckle itself. Very, very small. You do have a push button here that you use to you know, release it from you know, when you're wearing it. So we'll go ahead and take off the buckle there. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see. We'll come this way. Actually, doesn't look like you take it all the way out. So here is the different measurements. So again, it's designed to go all the way up to 50 inches if you need to, and then you just kind of come down and find, you know, wherever your particular waist size is, and then as it notes on here, you go ahead and add 4 inches to it. So in my case, I'm normally a size 34 waist, so obviously I would go up to a 38, and then that's where I would make my cut to be able to go ahead and do that. So let me go ahead and make that cut, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and made the cut, as you guys can see right here, right at 38. The nylon is pretty thick, so I'll show you guys there. So if you wanted to, you can also maybe take a lighter and burn the ends there. But you know, once you install the buckle, I don't think that there's a need for that. So you slide the buckle off of the belt, and then what you'll do is you just, you know, put the buckle right back on there, just like that. And then you have your Allen tool and your 3 screws. The screws also do have Loctite on them already, which is good. That way they won't back out when you're using it. So let me go ahead and install the screws, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so please excuse the strange angle here, but this is probably the easiest way for me to showcase what the belt looks like when you have it on. So here it is. I went ahead and attached the buckle onto the belt itself using those 3 set screws there. Now I was a little worried because that's actually the only thing that's securing the buckle onto the belt. I'm used to maybe seeing some clasp or something like that, but it feels very, very secure in there. It doesn't look like it doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. And they do tell you not to over tighten the screws, which I just kind of went hand tight on using that Allen key, and it feels, you know, like it's very sturdy. Now, one thing that I do want to point out is when you're making that cut at whatever the size is, just try and be as straight as possible, because obviously when you slide the buckle in, that's going to determine how the buckle kind of sits in there without you having to, you know, thin angle with it too much. So let's go ahead and throw on the belt so you guys can see it. So just feed it through the loops here. And again, it's brand new, so it's still kind of curling around, but it is nice and sturdy, so I don't foresee it kind of wiggling around too much or anything like that. So once you have it on here, just go ahead and feed it through, and then you can hear those ratchets, the teeth kind of catching on there. So once you figure out the proper how tight you want it, you know, you can go ahead and do that. And the good thing is, again, with those ratchets, you can have those micro adjustments that you would not be able to do with a belt that has the holes that are 1 inch apart. So again, if you guys can see right now, I have the buckle right in the center here. But if I were to appendix carry, you know, it's gonna get in the way sometimes. Now, the good thing is, you guys can make it out, the buckle sits very close, so it doesn't print, you know, stick out too much or print too much or anything like that. But if I wanted to, I can go ahead and scoot the buckle over this way, and now if I normally would carry like maybe to one side or the other, I can get out of the way. Or if I have the ability to kind of feed it through the belt loop there, and I can get it completely out of the way. So as you guys can see right here, I'm kind of going around, and now it's completely out of the way out of the front. It's actually right underneath the belt loop here. So if I were to need to get into my pocket, I can still do that without the belt loop, or the belt buckle actually getting in the way. And then if I want to just scoot it back down to the middle, I can go ahead and do that. Now I do have the button at the bottom that you use by pressing. It releases the tension on the teeth on the ratcheting system there. And then you can go ahead and take it off. And then when you want to throw it back on, you can just go ahead and slide it back on, and you're good to go. Alright guys, so I actually have another model belt from Nexbelt that I wanted to go ahead and show you. This is another one that they sent me. I saw this particular model, again, at SHOT Show at their booth, and when they were showcasing it, I thought it was really, really awesome. It's obviously a leather belt, as you guys can see right here. It is 35mm leather belt, and it comes with a, you know, just more of a regular style buckle, I would say. Now this one does have two of the screws in the back, the set screws, but it also has the clamp with the teeth that I was talking about on the Supreme Appendix that I noticed that it didn't have. But as you guys can see, it is a bigger buckle because of that. So you do have this other piece right here. So this is obviously if you're going to be dressing up, maybe slacks, maybe a suit or something like that. So you still have the availability or the ability to size it down. Again, this will fit up to 50-inch waist. I have gone ahead and sized it back down. Again, I cut it at 38. Since I'm a 34, I added those 4 extra inches. And just the difference is also you do have this little paddle at the bottom here, as opposed to the button that you had on the Supreme Appendix. It's a paddle that you use to disengage it. So let me go ahead and put it on so you guys can see what it looks like. Again, sorry for the shot, but I think it's the best way of seeing it. So once you get it all the way around, you just go ahead and feed it through the hole there, and you could instantly hear the ratcheting system kind of taking over. And there it is. It is nice and secure. You can still move the buckle around if you needed to, but again, this is going to be more of a dressed up look in my opinion. So you have the paddle at the bottom there. All you have to do is just kind of pull it forward, and that it disengages the teeth, the ratcheting system. And then when you go to throw it on, you can just go ahead and put it back on, and you're good to go. Now, this particular belt is actually called the Cuff Key Black EDC belt. Now, you might be wondering where that name comes from, Cuff Key, and it is actually because you have these 2 buttons on the top and on the bottom of the belt, and it has a little bit of a hidden factor to it that if you press those 2 buttons, a handcuff key actually pops out right from the side of the buckle here. If you guys can make out that little slit right there, and then that actually fits right back in there, and it is good to go. So it will not come out if you press one button or the other. You actually have to press both of them in order for the key to kind of shoot out. Oh, sorry, there it is. And it is actually a Nexbelt branded key, so really interesting. So it fits right back in there. Now obviously I would not condone somebody purchasing this belt and having that key if you're not allowed to do that. So check your local state laws and stuff like that. But for law enforcement officers, maybe federal officers that would have to wear a belt like this, maybe they wear a suit, they're dressed up and stuff like that, that is perfect because you will always have that handcuff key with you in case you were to need it. You don't have to go fumbling around with a big set of keys or having it in your pocket or something like that. It's readily accessible. If you need it, just press the buttons. It kind of shoots out, and you can go ahead and use it if you have to. Now again, I'm not condoning the use of the belt if you're not allowed to use it in your wherever you live. So check your local laws if you want to go ahead and order this one here. Again, it's the Cuff Key Black EDC belt from Nexbelt. If not, obviously they have the one that I showed you guys earlier, which is the Supreme Appendix, or they have a lot of different other options, different buckles, different color buckles, different belts, different materials. So I'll leave a link to their site below in the description box if you guys are interested in checking out any of the belts that I showcased today or anything else that they have available, especially something like this. I think this is really, really good if you conceal carry and if you appendix carry specifically because of the size of the buckle and the ability to be able to move it around and stuff like that. Again, it is a nylon belt as opposed to leather, but it depends on what it is that you need out of your belt. So there it is. That is a look at some of the belt options from Nexbelt. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.